Okay, well, here we go, folks. So, y'all see the title. Navalny recently returned to Russia because he was apparently poisoned again. I mean, how many times this dude been poisoned? This guy's like 50 Cent of poisoning. It's like I got poisoned 5 times, but I'm somehow still alive, bled. It's just like, no, man. It's just so ridiculous to me because apparently there are protests going on. Now, what I looked at is that basically he's not that much of a threat. These protests aren't much of a threat. It sounds like it sounds like a cheap attempt at trying to start some color revolution, basically. Russia's far east and Siberia to the grand plazas of Moscow and St. Petersburg. Russians rallied support of the jailed opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Protests drew largely young Russians and did not immediately pose a dire threat to President Vladimirovich Putin, Putin's grip on power. But their broad scope signaled widespread fatigue with the stagnant, corruption-plagued political order that Mr. Putin has presided over for 2 decades. The island of Sakhalin, just north of Japan, which Sakhalin, for those that know, was taken by the Red Army in August of 1945 because they BTFO'd the Japanese Imperial Army and pushed all the way there, which is one of the real reasons why Japan surrendered was because of that. But anyway, yeah. More than 12 hours later, as tens of thousands of protesters dispersed in central Moscow, some of them pelted the police with snowballs. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. 2,500 people were arrested in 109 cities across the country. This is just, yeah. This just smells like a weak sort of gay op that the CIA planned up. This is the same type of thing. This is the same type of gay op they had with in Belarusia, in Belarus. I was going to say Belarusia. I know it's not called that anymore, but yeah, in Belarus because of Lukashenko. This is just pitiful gay ops. This is all this is, in my opinion. At 9 p.m., the protests had largely died down, but Leonid Volkov, a top aide to Navalny, said supporters would organize more protests next weekend. This is just, okay, this is the same type of, this is just gay op shit. I've tried to I rarely try to do like the JQ stuff, but Steve Rosenberg brings this up from BBC. Come on. Don't make me fall for the gap. I know. Let me give the cat some temptation. I hope y'all enjoy that little cat mewing in the background. I know y'all like that type of thing. There we go. Okay. Now he'll keep quiet, hopefully. Okay. Police are already detaining people on Pushkin Square in Moscow. No, we don't care, mate. It has appeared to be the biggest day of protest across the country since at least 2017. This is all just Cope, Vladivostok, Irkutsk. 1,000 people chanting, "We are in charge here. We won't leave." That's hilarious. World's coldest city, scores of protesters in the freezing fog, brave temperatures, minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Holy shit. Kharabovsk, the city on the Chinese border that was the site of anti-Kremlin protests last year. This is all gay op. This is all gay op stuff, you know. We see a pitiful picture of Navalny being arrested. We don't care. It's a gay op. We don't care. This guy would still, like I say, he would be no different than one of these like Russian nationalist leaders trying to overthrow the Soviet Union. No, it's all a gay op. They're just puppets for the West. I know neocons love to, suck the cock and say, Russia controls everything. Russia incited the anti-war protests and, or the Soviet Union, incited the protests during the Vietnam War. Shut up. Coping ass niggas. God damn. Fucking conspiracy theorist level type of thinking here. Protests were unfolding across Russia, blah, blah, blah. But basically, I'll just tell you this. It just feels like a gay op. All these young kids are probably told, hey, we're going to go help folks and we're going to change the system. Or they maybe offered some of them money. It's just cope. That's all that is. It's just, leave it alone. Overall, I think that Putin brought back. Does Navalny pose a threat to Putin's rule? Holy shit. I'm looking at this New York Times article. This is absolute bullshit. Of uncertain value in a country saturated by state propaganda and often fearful of speaking out, indicate that President Vladimir Putin faces no grave challenge to his popularity from the opposition leader. Yeah, exactly. Just a gay op. This is just cope. None of this is going to happen. Like I say, it's funny to me. I'm going to go on and on. I should always dab on the neocons, but it's like I saw Superpower Broadcasting coping because we got rid of the the Keystone Pipeline. The Keystone Cops Pipeline. The Keystone XL Pipeline. It's like, and he's like, 1,000 people lost their jobs. 1,000 people. That's it. He's like, the left used to love, they used to love oil and stuff like that. Well, no, because it's, God damn, it's just so stupid. Support nuclear. I'm going to say it again. Nuclear is the most realistic option. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Maybe I've been memed into that, but it's like, we know that solar power is just like giant fucking batteries that, when they break apart, they spew out all this toxic, all these toxic chemicals that come out and all this other rare earth metal shit that'll fuck up, the water, fuck up the ground. Nah, man, you don't need to do that. Wind power continues to kill birds and everything else. You have all these turtles that have been relocated. Thousands have died. It's like, nah, man, it's bullshit. Wind and solar are cringe. Go back to nuclear. It's the most realistic option. Cope all day. Cope all you want to about the fucking, whether it's Chernobyl or cope about the Japanese one. But guess what? It's the most safest option. But anyway, back on the point though. These gay ass protests going on in Russia are ridiculous. These are absolute cope. The thing is, like, you want to talk about ACAB here in the United States. Let me tell you something. Russians don't fuck around. It doesn't matter whether it was Tsarist Russia, whether it was the Soviet Union, or whether it's modern day Russia. Let me tell you something. Cops don't fuck around. They're gonna smack niggas up. I try to as much as y'all may think, I'm trying to say the N-word a little bit less, but still, they're smacking motherfuckers up. So why would you be stupid enough to go out there and take an ass whooping like that? Doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, to me, this is, like I say, Putin is a thief. Oh, 2,500 people have been arrested in 109 cities. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Yulia. Oh, this is just a repeat, isn't it? Tens of thousands of protests across arrest of Russian opposition leader. We don't care about this bullshit. This nigga ain't going to do nothing. I'll just repeat myself at this point, but it's just absolute gay op type shit. Say what you will about Russia, but he has stabilized Russia. He has stabilized it. And you can cope all day and say, oh, it's a brain drain, this and that. And yet, see, the thing is, it's funny to me when you hear these opposition folks and, these neocons who are just like, oh, Russia is such a thing. This is like the whole thing that, Voss talks about with fascism. They will call Russia a fascist nation because they got Crimea. Because they got Crimea back. Holy shit. They're so fascist for doing that, especially after they fucking voted on it. It's just, oh, god damn. But anyway, it's just like, well, Russia has a brain drain and all this sort of thing, but they're still a threat somehow. If they have a brain drain, they're losing all their smartest people, then why is it that they're still a fucking threat? Oh, well, they fund all the these environmental groups in the United States and in Britain. It's just such cope. It's just such fucking cope. It's like one day you're going to realize is that Actually, they get money from everywhere, not just from Russia. They'll get money from the UN. They'll get money from other business. They'll get money from Conoco probably, and say, yeah, help us support, all this wind energy and this solar. Yeah, yeah. Continue to support that. Bruh, it just makes me mad. Like I say, but there's your report for the day of Navalny and his weak color revolution that is trying to happen right now. It's not going to come to much. It's the same thing with Pussy Riot and them trying to argue, or them trying to protest the Putin government in during the Olympics and them getting their asses whooped. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, I hope you'll enjoy that. See you later. Goodbye.